Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a makeup and hair tutorial. There's not really a theme to this. I kind of just want to do something different since I haven't posted in a while. I know I look really crazy. I literally just rolled out of bed and decided to make this video. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in a second. I'm going to start off the video with cleaning my face. And I kind of wanted to do the video where I'm actually talking throughout the whole thing and not a voiceover, just because I feel like voiceovers are kind of fake in a way, because you're like thinking about what you're gonna say other than doing it live like this. Live. It sounds so funny. I'll be looking in my mirror this way, so if I'm not looking at you guys, that's why. But I'm just gonna wipe off any like dirt or anything from me sleeping. So I found this app in the app store that I got from some girl. I don't remember her name on YouTube, but she was talking about this app, and it's pretty much like a modeling, like casting call kind of app. It's called Feels, but I think it's like based in like the UK or something, because like when I searched Feels on YouTube to see if anyone had done like any reviews and stuff on it, like no videos, there were none. So I checked it out, and it's kind of just like brands from like all over the world will kind of post like casting calls on there. Oh, my nose piercing just came out. But yeah, brands will post like casting calls, and so you'll make an account. You can make it through like your Instagram, Facebook, like anything. And then you'll post a picture that like, you'll post a photo. I don't know what I'm trying to say. And it's pretty much like a photo audition. So you'll post a photo that relates to like the brand, like the style of the brand, and then if the brand likes your photo, then they'll contact you and set you up for like a photo shoot or something. But I don't know if it's based on likes, because a lot of the photos on the Feels like audition thing had likes on them, and you know how some internet contests you win by how many likes, so you have to like tell people to go vote for you and stuff. So I'm not sure quite how it works, but I think it's pretty interesting, and I kind of want to check it out and like let you guys know, because I feel like it's a good way for girls without like agencies and stuff to pursue modeling, because you don't need to like have an agent or a manager or anything. It's kind of just like freelance. But anyway, so after I wash my face off, I'm gonna start off with my Mary Kay foundation. I'm not quite sure what color I am, just because I have a couple of these because I was a Mary Kay consultant for like a while, but I didn't like pursue it. But I got all these samples, and it had all these different color foundations, and at one point I was way lighter than this, but after this summer and going to the beach and stuff, like my skin tone, especially my face, I never tan on my face, but this summer for some reason my face got really dark. But I'm just gonna start off by putting on my foundation, and I'll probably speed this up so I don't bore you guys. But I kind of wanted just to do like I said, a talking version of a makeup tutorial and hair tutorial. I know it's going to be really long and it might bore you guys, but I think it's more intimate with my viewers. I know that sounds really weird, but I feel like it'll let you guys get to know me a little more. The only thing that sucks is YouTube and their copyright laws and stuff. Like, they don't really let you play music and stuff in the background, so I have to do this in silence just for you guys, because I like you guys that much. I have been breaking out a little bit. It's kind of a long story. I mean, I never really break out, but when I do, it always scars, just because like that's the way my skin is, I guess. But I've been going through some things lately, so I think that's why I've been breaking out, especially like up here near my eyebrows. Like, I never break out on my forehead. Like, if I break out, it's always on my chin, like always. That's like where my skin is the oiliest, no matter how often I wash my face. I don't know if you guys are like that too, but your skin is just like, nope, you're having a great day. I'm just gonna throw a pimple in your way and ruin it. But, yeah, I would be listening to probably like John Mayer or something right now, but I don't want to be copyrighted because that's actually happened to me a couple times. Oh, and make sure you always get your ears when you put on foundation, because sometimes I see girls like doing makeup tutorials and then the finished look is like their ear is a different color. And you have to think, like, when you tan outside and stuff, like, your ears are exposed to sun too and they get tan too. So, oh, and that also applies for like washing your face, like wash your ears. Like, come on. But yeah. It's so sad because I had one of my friends come live with me from Germany for 3 weeks just now. She just left like a couple hours ago. But no, her name is Jessica, and I remember when I was a freshman in high school, she was a foreign exchange student and she was in my chorus class. And at that time I was a freshman, and she was they put her in junior classes even though she was a sophomore, just because over in Germany their education system is different, and so she already knew the material that we were learning as sophomores. But anyway, she was her organization housed her in a different household, but it wasn't working for her. Like, the organization didn't pay too much attention to the house she was living in. It was not livable. Like, it was bad. So she needed a new place to stay, and I remember we had became friends in my chorus class, and so she would tell me about like her current living situation and how, like, oh, it was crazy, like the kids would steal her stuff. I remember she said that the kids who were living in the household would like steal her cell phone and stuff, and like her like snacks that she brought that she bought over like in the airport to come here, like Oreos and stuff. And I thought that was so crazy, because you think, like, if you're traveling across the world to a whole nother country to live there for a year, that's not something that you want to worry about, like, people, like, not feeling comfortable in your living situation. Like, it's hard enough that you have to live with a whole new family and stuff. But anyway, long story short, we took her into our household, and she became like my sister, and we talk all the time, and she comes to stay and live with us like once a year. So yeah, she came and stayed for 3 weeks, and I had a great time with her here, and now I miss her even though she's only been gone for like an hour. But yeah, so after I'm done my foundation, and by the way, make sure you get your neck. I didn't really explain that, but I kind of showed you guys, like, you have to get your neck. Like, you can't ignore it. Like, I've seen, especially if your foundation is not exactly the color of your skin, which for me, I don't think it's exactly the color of my skin, just because this is, like, really dark. Like, I never thought I would use it because it was so dark, but my face got super tan the past couple times I've been to the beach. So yeah, make sure you get your neck, because I've seen a lot of girls wearing foundation that's darker than their skin tone, and then their neck is just like pale. So don't be that girl. But anyway, next I'm gonna go in with my contour palette that I got from Ulta. It's really cracked, and my highlight cracked, and I know you can fix that with like alcohol, or like you can even fix it with vodka. I fixed a blush of mine with orange flavored vodka and it worked, but I just haven't had time to fix this. And as long as it like stays in the palette, like, I don't care, as long as it's not like messy. But I've hit pan on my favorite contour color, and it makes me really sad. But I'm just going to use like this random brush. It didn't really come with this contour kit, but I always just use it and it works for me. So, and I'm going to go in with one of my contour colors, and you just want to tap a little bit off. I know it kind of like wastes some product, but especially with contour, like you don't want too much contour because contour is really noticeable. So I'm just going to lightly like swipe right here in between my cheekbones, and I'm kind of gonna bring it up because you want to blend it in with like your hairline and stuff. The only thing I don't like about using this brush is like it's not really firm, so when you want to like press down to like really blend it, it makes it like really difficult. But you don't have to worry about blending it in too much because we're gonna go in and blend that a little bit later, and then you're gonna want to do the same thing on the other side. And make sure when you contour that you're not using a contour color that's way too dark for your face. Like I've seen some people use contours that are just way, I mean, the whole point of a contour, you have to realize, is it's supposed to look like a shadow to make you look like your cheekbones are higher than what they actually are. Shadows are not black, okay? So you can't just throw a dark ass line on your face. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but you can't just throw black lines on your face and call it a contour because it doesn't look natural, and no. Make sure you like get it, I don't know if people have baby hair, so make sure you like get it to blend in with your scalp, just because I've seen that too. And there's other places to contour. Like I know people can contour their jawline, but I kind of have an already like defined jawline, so I don't really mess with that too much. Now I'm going to go in with my blush, the blush that I fixed with my orange vodka. Even though it's kind of crummy, again, just because I guess like the whole vodka thing is temporary, or alcohol thing is temporary. But in my makeup bag, I sling my makeup bag around everywhere. Like I'm not careful with my makeup bag, which is so bad. But I'm just going to take a little bit on an angled brush, and I'm going to go right above my contour and just kind of dab the blush up towards my temples. Like that. I don't know if you guys can really see since like the lighting is super bad. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. And like I said, you don't have to blend it too much just because we are gonna go in with a blending brush and do all that. So once I'm done with that, I usually go in with my eyebrow pencil, which I need to sharpen. So I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I have a makeup drawer, which I'm going through right now, which is so messy. I don't know how it got this bad. It's usually just makeup that I don't use, or I got new makeup, or like there's not that much left. But yeah, I definitely need to clean it out. It has like shavings in it, pencil shavings from like sharpening stuff like this. The good thing about this eyebrow brush is that it does have like a spoolie thing. So before I always do my eyebrows, I always just like brush them up like this, and I definitely need to get my eyebrows done. But you know, there's that trend going on Pinterest where like girls aren't plucking their eyebrows and that they're letting them get like really unruly, and I kind of think that's cute, even though it sounds like I'm using that as an excuse just because mine are really bad right now. But no, I'm going on like a non-plucking my eyebrows for a month, and I'm gonna see what that does for me and how it looks on me, because I've seen girls do it before and it looks good on them. So how I do my eyebrows is, it's different for everybody, I guess. I don't really do too much. I kind of just draw a line like this, and make sure you go up where your arch is, and then I kind of take that and bring it down where I want the tail of my eyebrows to be. And then after I do that, I take the spoolie side again, and then I kind of just brush that product up into my eyebrow. And you don't have to worry too much about like that line, because we are gonna highlight underneath that line to sharpen it, so you don't really have to worry about getting rid of all of it. This way is so you're not fully drawing your whole eyebrow in. Like, your eyebrow isn't gonna be full of product. It's not gonna be like too thick looking. And then you want to do the top. And the top line, I think I mentioned this in one of my other makeup tutorials, the top line is like the most important one just for me, just because it defines my arch. So wherever this top line hits, that's where your arch is going to be, and that's like the most important to me. And then like for this section, like here, since it's going to be like obviously lighter than, you know, I know that's how some people like it, but I don't really like that. I don't have like an ombre thing going on with my eyebrows. I don't think that's natural, like the whole fade thing. I remember when I never did my eyebrows didn't have a fucking fade. So you're just gonna brush that in, and then sort of brush that line so that all your hairs, your eyebrow hairs, just kind of go in one direction, kind of like this. And then you're just gonna do the other thing on the other side. Okay, so after I have my eyebrows kind of like how I want them, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my eyebrows. And I know like a lot of people, I've watched, I mean, a ton of makeup tutorials, and a lot of people do their makeup in different orders, but I kind of think of it weird the way I do it. Like, I always think, okay, like if I'm in a rush, what features on my face do I want to look the best? Like, if I had to leave right now, I'd be content with the way my face looks, just because like my face in general, like not my eyes, like I'd rather have foundation on and walk out the door than just have like mascara on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some people are different. You do you, boo, but that's just like, I remember when I was in high school and I would have to ride the bus, I would always be concerned, like, should I do my hair first or makeup first, just in case like the bus is early, or I'm like up late. Which would I rather people see? Me with no makeup on, or me with my hair like looking, you know, crazy, like kind of like it does now? And my conclusion was I'd rather have my hair look crazy, just because I can put it up in a bun or something, but you can't put your face in a bun. You can't wear, you know, a bag over your head, so you see what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm taking this MAC concealer and correct duo thing, and usually I feel like it's supposed to be used for like dark spots. I remember when I bought this product, the woman sat me down and like covered up a lot of my dark spots with this. She just used the dark section and like dabbed it under my eyes and stuff, and then went over it with this, and it totally got rid of all my dark spots. But right now, I think my foundation does a really good job at covering those dark spots up. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take like a small tip brush like this, and I'm going to dab some of the product on here. And this is like the most tedious part, because you really, really don't want to mess up. Because if you mess up aligning your eyebrows, you're going to have to redo your whole eyebrow. So hold your breath. So I'm just going to go ahead and start by slowly, look, I even got some on my face. I'll fix that later. But you're gonna slowly line underneath your eyebrow. And make sure you really get under that arch, because the whole point of this is to define your arch. Like, that's the whole point, is to define your eyebrow. So if your line's not, you know, where it's supposed to be, this whole step is pointless. You're going to go ahead and do that over top of your eyebrow also. I mean, you don't have to. This step is optional, but I feel like if the bottom of my eyebrow is defined, I might as well define the top of it. So, actually, I'm going to do this in the mirror because this is really scary for me. Okay, so I know this looks really crazy, but hear me out. When we blend this in, it's going to look really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. But I'm just going to take this part of the sponge I used for my foundation, and I'm going to gently blend this, trying not to bring it up into my eyebrow. And make sure, like, really be careful doing this, just because you don't want to smear your eyebrow. That, like, defeats the whole purpose, and then you're going to have to start over. Okay, it's not fully blended out, but we're gonna touch that up with a different brush later. Okay, so once you are done doing that, like I said, if you mess up your eyebrow at all, it's going to be really hard for you to come back from it. So I kind of messed up, I don't know, a little bit on this eyebrow. Like, I kind of wiped off, like, a little bit right here. I kind of want that to be, like, a defined line, like this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix that really quick. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to move on to my eyebrow, or my eyelashes and my eyeliner. I don't know if I'm going to do eyeliner yet. This is always the toughest part, because sometimes I want to go for like a supernatural look, and then sometimes I don't. And sometimes I want to do eyeshadow, and sometimes I don't. But I think I actually might go in with a little bit of eyeshadow, just because. I definitely want to go for like a neutral look, and this is a palette I remember getting at Five Below like 3-4 years ago. Nothing too fancy, but it's a neutral palette, so it has, like, I don't know if you can see, but it has like all the neutral colors in it. And I'm just gonna dig through my makeup bag and try to find my eyeshadow brush, which I just found. It looks like this. I only use one. This is how you know that I'm not a huge makeup person, guru, I guess. I kind of always just do the same makeup look all the time, unless I'm like going out, then I'll do like a darker eye than normal. But for every day, I do the same thing. Like, I'm nothing special. So once my makeup brush is fairly wiped off, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with probably, I don't know if you guys can see, but this color, which is like a little bit darker than my skin tone. And I'm just gonna get a little bit on my brush and go in where my crease is. And like I said, I'm not really going for a bold look. I'm kind of just enhancing what I already have on my face. Like, my eyelids are already sort of dark, so I'm kind of gonna play off of that. And once I get that in my crease, I'm gonna go ahead and take the same color and bring it in towards the outside of my eye. And especially try to blend that into like your lash line, just because especially if you're not going to be wearing eyeliner, it's important that you're not leaving like any spaces, just because it looks really silly if you do. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that on the opposite eye. So, I'm actually thinking about making a blog, and I know that sounds like super, like, momish, but I don't know, I just have a couple ideas, and there's a lot of things that I want to let you guys know about my life. And I mean, not saying you guys are like, you care about what happens in my life, but I mean, lately there's been a lot of things that I've been going through, and I haven't been telling you guys anything, just because it's been a lot for me to handle. And I know there's a lot of younger girls, like a couple years younger than me, or even my age, that just don't really know what to do with their lives, or don't have any motivation to do anything with their lives. And I feel like I kind of was in that same boat, but now I feel like I have an idea of what I should be doing with my life. And like, I don't know, I bought this book, and it's called The Girl Guide by Melissa Kirsch. I don't know that's how you pronounce her last name. It's like Kirsch. If you've not heard of that book, I would seriously look into it, because it is literally the guide to your life. Like, especially out of high school, like going into college, like focusing on like getting a job, paying bills, like going into a major that you actually want to pursue, and like what kind of like jobs you can get from that major. Just like everything that you've ever wanted to know but don't know who to ask is in that book. And I think that that's really awesome, and it's really cool for someone to make a book like that, to help other people. And I feel like I kind of want to use my blog to help people. Anyway, I'm going to take this gold color here and follow in that with that crease, just because it made it a little darker, but I kind of want it like a little like shimmery. But yeah, so with that blog, I already have my domain name picked out, and I'm really excited. I'm going to bring that product back in to blend it with my lash line. And by the way, I am not a professional makeup artist, obviously. I don't do other people's makeup. I'm not a professional. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but I kind of just do what I think looks decent. I mean, I have no one to impress, so. And I'm going to take that same product on the opposite side and do the same exact thing. Let me know if you guys would be interested in knowing more about my blog, if I should make a video on it. And yeah. So I think I've decided that I want to do eyeliner. So I'm going to... The only eyeliner that I use currently is this one. The label ripped off, but it's ultra black, and I'm pretty sure it's by Maybelline. It's just a liquid eyeliner, like it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to, it comes with a brush like this, and I'm just gonna like go along the rim and get all the excess off. And like going around the rim also makes all the bristles like come together as one. And the way I do this is I just hold my eye like right here, and then I always do a cat eye, always. Like that's just what I've been doing since like 7th grade. So I'm just gonna do a thin line as close to my lash line as possible. And then I'm gonna wipe this off my finger because it's waterproof and I don't want to get it on my face. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in and connect that line. And then fill that line in. And you want to make like your cat eye as sharp as possible. Like if it's not sharp, it's not even a good cat eye to me. And then this is like the most sketchy part because you're gonna go like as close in here as you can. Just like that. And then you're just gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, obviously. And then you always want to try to, well, for me, I always want to try to make that line as sharp as possible just because I hate seeing people with cat eyes and the line is just like a fucking bumpy road. Like, that's why you have a thin brush, like, to get that defined line. And then that's all I do for my eyeliner, really. And then I kind of just wait for this to dry because it's waterproof and I don't want to smear it. Yeah, I don't want to smear it just because that would really make me upset. So anyway, after we're waiting for that to dry, I don't want to go right in with mascara yet just because I don't want to smear that line in any way because then I have to wipe it off and then it's going to ruin my makeup. So I'm going to go back in with this and I'm going to use this as my highlight just because the woman in the store kind of did that for me. I'm going to take my thin brush again and I'm going to get a little bit of product and I'm going to like find the highlight where the light hits on my nose and I'm just going to sort of define that line. So that's where the light kind of hits on my face. Everyone's different. Make sure like if you are doing that line on your nose, like it's straight. Light doesn't hit you like I said, like a bumpy road. And then I'm just gonna dot where the light hits the side of my face. Like that. And then I'm gonna do, I always do a heart on my forehead. I don't know why. I just think it's cute. And then that's where the light hits me. And then I'm just gonna take the same brush I used under my eyebrows and I'm just gonna blend this in with the rest of my face. And like I said, like I I never watch makeup tutorials so I can do the exact same thing that that person did just because a lot of the time most people don't have the same products. I mean, yeah, different products will work for the same look, but honestly, the reason why I watch makeup tutorials is just because I like hearing people talk about like stuff while they do makeup tutorials, and it, like I said, it really kind of gives you an idea of who that person really is. Well, depending on who you watch, because a lot of people make their lives seem just totally ridiculous. Like, just some YouTubers are really fake, and I think that defeats the purpose of sharing your lives with people through video and common interests, because I mean, I don't know, I was never into the fake YouTube gurus. I never liked to compare my life to them because it's unrealistic. Their lives aren't really like that either. So I don't know, I encourage you not to focus on other people's lives on YouTube as much, because a lot of the things that people do and say on YouTube aren't genuine, and I think that's really a shame, but it is what it is. I mean, the same thing applies to Instagram and Twitter and, you know, So I'm just blending that in with my sponge on my forehead, and make sure when you blend the forehead highlighter in, you blend it in with your contour. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take this brush that I use to blend everything on my face. I usually do this to get like excess product off because it sits in my makeup bag, or like bristles that feel like they want to come off because I don't want them to come off on my face. But after I'm done doing that, I'm just going to circular motion, just kind of blend my contour in with my blush, and then just kind of blend things in with your highlighter. And then make sure you blend that hairline in, just because we put the contour up there and you kind of want to blend it into your scalp. And then you're going to go up here towards your forehead, and we're going to blend in that contour.
And we're going to wipe that excess off from that side of your face, and then do the exact same thing on this side.
And sometimes I do my lips, sometimes I don't. I actually have really pink lips, so I don't really use lip products like that unless I'm going out. But since I'm literally just doing this for this video, I'm not going to, you know, do the whole thing. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my hair, and I'll be back.